This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, Garrett Crochet just absolutely terrific. In fact, dominant with 8 scoreless innings against the Blue Jays in the Sox 7-1 victory. We're not going to mention Peyton Tolley right here, I promise. Gives up the home run in the 9th inning. Spoils the shutout bid, but the Red Sox have taken the first 2 against the Blue Jays. So all of a sudden might have some issues. And how about Masa Yoshida and Carlos Narvaez both going yard in the victory. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, our Locked On Red Sox postcast, also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available, you know it, wherever you download your podcast. We are presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off on your first purchase. We do want to hear from you, our first-timers, our everydayers, yes, our Royal Rooters. With us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, hit that comment button and share your thoughts on the Red Sox series clinching victory against the Blue Jays north of the border in Toronto. Early run support for Garrett Crochet. He was, in fact, totally dominant over his 8 scoreless innings.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Garrett Crochet, 8 scoreless. 100 pitches right on the button. Got the early run support. We'll touch on that in just a moment here on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. But Garrett Crochet staked to an early 3-0 lead, and he just went out and dominated. Finished up by retiring 10 in a row. Retired the side 1, 2, 3 in the second. Did the same in the fourth. Retired the side in order in the 6th, did it again in the 7th, and wrapped up with a 1, 2, 3, 8th inning. As I touched on, 100 pitches in his outing. I'm going to give you a number of the night right here for Garrett Crochet right off the top, because Crochet struck out 6 batters in his outing. Just once in 8 innings did the leadoff man reach with a base hit. Okay? 6 strikeouts, 5 of his 6 strikeouts against a leadoff batter to start an inning. Gave up a double early on in the game, and that might have been his only inning where he was kind of in trouble. That was a double with 1 out in the first inning to Clement. Guerrero, though, retired on a little dribbler that Crochet took care of, and then Kirk lined out. And Crochet, in that second, 10 pitches. In the third, got a double play ground ball after giving up the leadoff single to Miles Straw, through 9 pitches, through 7 pitches in the 4th inning, 11 pitches in the 5th inning. Yes, we're going through this. 14, 17, 16 over his final 3 innings in terms of the pitch count. And again, for a third time, 100 pitches right on the button. Now the Red Sox getting early run support for Crochet, who, by the way, picks up his 18th win on the season. That ties him with Yankees ace Max Fried for the most in the American League. Jarren Duran's not having a good series. That's a Captain Obvious moment right there. But in the first inning, Story, a 1-out single. Bregman, a 1-out single. Masa Yoshida, RBI double. Sox on the board first for the second game in this series. And then Romy Gonzalez making it 3-0 with a 2 RBI knock. Cedar Rafaela also followed with a single. 5 straight base hits in that first inning against Max Scherzer. And Scherzer has not looked good. Did not make it out of the first inning last time out when the Royals put up 20 runs against the Blue Jays. First NESN reference, Dave O'Brien referenced that during the game. But then Masa, as the Red Sox in the 5th inning, Masa leads off against Scherzer with a home run, just his 3rd of the season. And Lou Merloni said it, his last home run against a position player, I believe that was in Minnesota against Cody Clemens. Did not look that up. But 4-0 at that point. It comes off Scherzer. And then in the 8th inning against the bullpen, Narvaez 2-out, 3-run home run. He's got 5 runs batted in the series, and he's come up big late in the first 2 games of the series. 7-0 at that point in time. I'm getting closer to talking about Peyton Tolley. We're not going to spend a lot of time on Peyton Tolley, but he did give up the home run in the 9th inning. And how about the way the game ended? That's enough for Peyton Tolley. 3 outs away from the 12th shutout win of the season did not happen. But again, a 7-1 victory. You've taken the first 2 games of the series. You're going to have a winning record on the road this season, by the way. The Red Sox 41st road victory of the season. They could go 42-39 if they complete the series sweep on Thursday with Brian Bayo on the mound. Note to Brian Bayo, pitch well. They got Kirk on a line out to right field. That's the way it says on the ESPN.com box score, but that was a 9-3 putout to end the game. There's no base hit there. Kirk out, thrown out by Willie Abreu to end the ball game. Right now it says line out to right field. So we'll see how that one plays out, but what a way to end the ball game. I mean, he stung that ball against Tolle a little bit, but a great victory for the Red Sox. And again, final road trip of the season. You take 2 out of 3 against the Rays, had a chance to sweep on Sunday, didn't. You take the first 2 against the Blue Jays, finish them off, complete the series sweep. The Red Sox, I think right here, we should acknowledge the fact that they are taking care of their own business. And yes, in the middle of the night, I checked on Astros Athletics. I'll do the same again Wednesday into Thursday, as they are not even underway yet out in West Sacramento, California. But at last check, the Guardians were winning over the Tigers. That's going to help because right now you don't hold the tiebreaker over the Detroit Tigers. They win one game in the series this weekend at Fenway Park. They win that season series against the Red Sox. But if Cleveland is able to pick up that victory, and we'll look here momentarily. Yeah, 5-1 in the middle of the 8th inning. Cleveland at home against the Tigers, leading that one. The Yankees going to the 9th up 8-1 on the White Sox. Wasn't really worried about the Yankees or Blue Jays going into the series, but you've won the first 2 games of the series. And like I said, with sort of a cringe, you helped out the Yankees on Tuesday. You help out the Yankees perhaps again on Wednesday. You beat the Blue Jays. So I believe they said on the broadcast, on the Nesson broadcast, the Blue Jays hold the tiebreaker against the Yankees, but the Yankees could be in a first-place tie and pick up their 90th win if they hold on and beat the White Sox. But the Red Sox simply taking care of their own business, and that's commendable on this final road trip of the season. 8 dominant from Crochet, and he was done. You could have said you're done after 7, but he went one more inning, threw 100 total pitches, and was in complete control of the game. Crochet, again, a number of the night for him as he picks up the victory, his 6th scoreless outing of the season. 8 scoreless, retired 10 in a row to finish things off, did not walk a single batter, 3 hits total, just 1 extra base hit. And he allowed the leadoff man to reach just once in 8 innings. I don't know if we get a start like that from Crochet in the postseason, but if we do, that's going to be fun to watch because the atmosphere is just going to be that much more. It shows you time and time again what he's capable of doing. 7 runs, 12 hits, and 10 of the hits against Scherzer. And let me see if I can get this real quick and do the math. Red Sox pitchers so far in the first 2 games of the series, including Giolito. Toronto lineup right now certainly showing that it could be pitched to. 1 through 5, 1 for 19. Last number of the night. We take a break. We hear from you, the Royal Rooters, next on the Locked On Red Sox postcast. But 1 through 5, Toronto lineup, Tuesday night in the opener, 1 for 19. So let me see if I can do some quick math here. Springer 0 for 4. Clement 1 for 4, had the only base hit. Guerrero 0 for 3, struck out looking, ejected from the ball game. Barger walked against Tolle in his plate appearance. Santander 0 for 3. And Kirk 0 for 4. So again, you're holding 1 through 5 to just 1 base hit. That's the 2nd straight game they've done that. It's going to be interesting to see if it ends up being Toronto at home against the Red Sox for the best 2 out of 3 wild card round. What have you done for me lately? That's what it's all about. Blue Jays dominated the season series. But right now, present day, in September, late stages of September, final couple of days of the regular season, Red Sox have taken the first 2 against the Blue Jays. Chris Bassett, not right now, not available. May not be available to start in the wild card round. Jose Barrios right now, not taking it in a positive fashion, moved to the bullpen. What are you going to do with Max Scherzer? If the Blue Jays decide to start Scherzer in a best 2 out of 3 wild card round, and they were thinking, hey, we may not be in the wild card round. Now they've got to start thinking about it because they've led the division, been one of the top records in the American League all season. But if they lose out to the Yankees for the division title, they're in the wild card round. There's some issues right there. Bichette, not available. Not likely to be available from what I'm reading next week as well. Let's hear from you next. We'll throw some more numbers of the night at you because it's baseball and we count everything in baseball. And for love of the game, the Red Sox taking care of business on this road trip. It can be a 5-1 road trip if they do something they don't really like to do lately. That's finish off a series sweep. They might be able to do that with Bayo on the mound on Thursday. And our Locked On Red Sox postcast is presented by Rugia. Guys, you probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. Maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugia Go Long. That's exactly where Rugia Go Long comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications and 1 dual-action formula, so you get hard and you go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if you're prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly right to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to Rugiet, RUGIET.com, and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. You're going to receive 15% off on your first order. That's Rugiet, RUGIET.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use our code so they know that we sent you their way. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by Game Time. Hey, you want tickets for a playoff game at Fenway next week? Well, first off, good luck. Hey, there's nothing like catching a baseball game live. We know that. How about playoff baseball at Fenway? The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person. But actually, getting tickets, that is the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of it. That's why you're going to enjoy using Game Time, the app that gives you the advantage and the advantage back to the fan. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You're always going to get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. The app makes it super simple. You can even see the exact view from your seat before buying. Fees are included. Know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. You're going to love zone deals, too. Pick the section, Game Time picks the seats for you, and you save big. Honestly, it's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way you've bought tickets online. Download the Game Time app, create your account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off on your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. All right, we get into your comments here in just a moment. Again, just want to stress again, Red Sox 41 wins on the road this season. That's a great number. So you've clinched. You can go 41-40. If I trip myself up there in segment number 1, I apologize. But the Blue Jays went from owning the Red Sox to they've dropped the first 2 games of this series, and they might have some issues here. Masa collecting his 4th straight 2-hit game, double home run in the victory Wednesday night. Yoshida's hit safely in 5 in a row, 7 of his last 8, and he's got 7 runs batted in now over his last 8 games as well. Jarren Duran on the other side. Jarren Duran took the collar for the 2nd straight game. Duran 0 for 4, walk in Wednesday's victory, and he struck out twice. So Duran now in this series 0 for 9, 5 strikeouts, and the Red Sox are now 32-19 on the season against opponents from the American League East. I forgot to mention this, and I had an idea, and I don't know if it was the best idea because I didn't bring it up in segment number 2 on Tuesday night with our Locked On Red Sox postcast. I am going to say it here, and I don't see it happening. And Duran, when Anthony went down and they kind of tinkered with that leadoff spot, and Duran was still in that number 3 spot, then they put him back in there. And I think in that first game, he had a double. I'm like, that's where I want Jarren Duran if Roman Anthony's not available. First playoff series in the leadoff spot because he can do something for you, get on base, and really spark things early on. Could you flip-flop, and hear me out, get Duran out of the leadoff spot right now. Put him back in the number 3 spot. Maybe just for the final games of the regular season. Put Yoshida up in the leadoff spot. Go Yoshida, Story, Duran, Bregman. Or put Durant fourth. Just flip-flop Yoshida and Durant. I know they're not going to do it. I'm just throwing it out there because Yoshida seems to be locked in right now. Really his best stretch of the season. And hopefully that carries over into next week in the best 2 out of 3 wild card round. Red Sox are knocking on the door. They're right there. I'd think about it. I'm not going to reach out to Alex Cora. I don't have his phone number. I'm not going to reach out to Craig Breslow. I don't have his phone number. But I thought about it Tuesday after Durant took the collar and just, Gosman kind of owed him. Blew fastballs by him, then swing and misses at splitters in his second at bat. Just a thought I had. You can tell me I'm crazy. Go right ahead. Who is our leadoff hitter as we get into it? We hear from you, our Royal Rooters. Urban Human, beast. Yeah, that's Garrett Crochet. Urban Human, very comforting win. Love that we jumped out early. Heartbeat never went up. There you go. That's good for all of our health, right? Augusto, who had that ending on the bingo card? Yes. Abreu's wanted to do that. Now, granted, Alejandro Kirk does not get down the line very well. I'm not going to beat him in a foot race, but I might actually be in the picture as he crosses the finish line. 9-3, ball game over. That was, no one had that, Augusto. I like that. Good job. Dana, let's go. Absolutely well said. Baconator Sr., only in here on Crochet Day? Question mark. Good to see you, stranger. Glad you're back. It's been a while. Urban Human, what a 27th out. Yeah, that's going to be on the highlights. Yes, it will be. Absolutely. Urban Human, what a 27th out. And who had 9-3 on the bingo card? Okay, now you guys are just being repetitive and beating yourself. All right, George, checking in. Awesome win, Crochet shoving, and bats unload early. That was fun to watch, right? You can use what Alex Cora could use one of those every once in a while. Jules, where the Masa haters? Yeah, they're still out there, Jules. You know that. Julio checking in. They be back once we leave Toronto. The Masa haters. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, he beats up. Lou Merlone mentioned that several times. He beats up on Toronto pitching, and he loves hitting at the Rogers Center as well. George, a lot of Masa haters. Hey, you know what? He did not get off to a great start to the season. He didn't. Put in a bad spot in many ways. You're going to put him in the outfield. How's he going to DH? All those different things. And now if he's finally coming around and this goes in the offseason, I said it a while ago. At some point in the season, you just look at it and you say, everything's in the past. If you're hitting a $182, I said it with Yoshida and Wong. You're hitting a $182, that's all in the past. Wong, 0 for his lifetime of 2025, with runners in scoring position, finally broke through. Start now, and Yoshida's been doing this now. Again, he's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. So keep that going. Keep this going right into October. Go with the good vibe as much as you can. Patrick, thank you for pouncing Bangor when you say it. Bangor, Maine, right? Yeah, I think I got it. Patrick, you're making me second guess myself. Secondly, the magic number is 2. So, yes, Dave O'Brien and Lou Merlone mentioned that. You could actually clinch a playoff spot, a wild card spot, before you even throw the first pitch of the series finale Thursday night. Because Houston plays afternoon baseball. They'll actually play twice. Lou Merlone had a great point to say they're going to have 2 games pretty much in the books before the Red Sox play their next game. So, yeah, it's right there. It certainly is. Shermai, this team will not stop. Don't take the foot off the brakes. Go, Red Sox, go. Absolutely love it. Strikeouts run up the pitch count. Soft contact is pitching. Jules, I've said that with Crochet. 6 strikeouts. That's a nice number. 9 strikeouts, and he had a lot of early contact, a lot of soft contact, and was able to go those 8 innings. Pitch count right at 100. 8 pretty much non-stressful innings. Don't need to strike out 9 and 10. You're 100% right, and I agree with that. And really, now your bullpen again is set up for the final game of this series. Let's go, Brian Bayo. Build on it. We don't need another clunker. Jose. Eugenio Morel, General. Okay. There we go. Gary, massive win. Praying for an athletics win tonight. I want a magic number of 1 so we can clinch on the field with Bayo tomorrow. Well said. One more. Here we go. Connor, did you hear the post-game interview with Narvaez? He got emotional, and it was so cool. I did not. Usually I record the NESN postgame. I don't always go back and watch it, but I'll see if I can find that. Connor, appreciate the heads up. One more, Nick. My guess is that Skubal ends up winning Cy Young, but it should be Crochet. You know what? We'll see in November, right? There's a lot of baseball to be played in the meantime. Hey, we're going to be on within the few minutes of the final out, Game 3 of the series. Hopefully, we're talking about a series sweep and 3 more to go in the regular season this weekend at Fenway against the Detroit Tigers. We could also be talking about the Red Sox punching their ticket into the 2025 postseason with certain things going down. Basically, just need a loss in 2 games by Houston and a win. And you could do it on the field in Toronto on Thursday night, celebrating a playoff spot for the first time in, yes, a couple of years. As always, we tip our cap to you, our Royal Rooters. We do appreciate all your help in making this the number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, every day.